This is the KRMG Afternoon News with Skylar Cooper.
Go ahead, give it to me.
5:07 on this Tuesday edition of the KRMG Afternoon News. Being that it's Tuesday, that means it's time to check in with Broken Arrow City Manager Michael Spurgeon. We call it the BA Breakdown. Good afternoon, Michael.
Skylar, how you doing, my friend? We solved the mystery of the blue reflectors, didn't we?
We sure did. Yeah, I saw a bunch of our listeners responded to that, and then your city Facebook post. So I think we got to the bottom of it.
Oh, I really appreciated the great questions and our folks following up. Hope you had a good Labor Day weekend, my friend.
I did. Same to you. As we get going here in the BA Breakdown, I want to ask you about this. We got an email from the Broken Arrow Police Department over the Labor Day weekend saying there was some video of a BAPD officer going around social media and that there was some sort of internal investigation underway. I actually hadn't heard about this to that point, so I went to Facebook to check it out. I found a bunch of posts. And as I understand it, Michael, this was an officer at home getting ready for work. A dog came running up, hopped in his car, his patrol vehicle, and from what I gather, neighbors are really upset over everything that followed. There's a video taken by a witness showing what looks to me, as I watch the video, the officer looks like he's pepper spraying the dog. The neighbor even claims, this I didn't see on video, that he tased the dog and some other things. What can you tell us about this incident and that investigation?
Well, I'm glad you asked the question, Skylar. It was brought to my attention that this incident that you referred to happened on August 28th, a week ago, this past Monday, and it does involve a Broken Arrow police officer and one of his neighbor's dogs. The chief's office, Chief Brandon Berryhill, made me aware of this last week. I have seen portions of the video, and I'll be honest with you, I am very concerned about what I saw. That being said, the chief has assured me that this matter is being investigated within our department by the Office of Professional Standards, and I have every confidence in the folks that will be thoroughly looking into this, and I know the chief does as well. It has also come to my attention that there's a possibility that a report was filed on the incident with the Wagner County Sheriff's Department. I don't have any details specifically on that. I have asked that I be updated later this week on this situation, and then I'll proceed accordingly based on the information I received from Chief Berryhill.
And this may be a question for the chief, but I'm curious if you know if there's policy around anything like using duty tools like pepper spray on animals who seemingly, like in this case, pose no threat.
Well, actually, our policies are quite extensive, and I know that's a part of the process that we will review all of our policies to see if there has been any citations or violations of our policies, and that's why we have such a great Office of Professional Standards. They'll be looking at all of that, Skylar. And I should know something more. These things do take time, making sure we do a thorough investigation. And I do know the chief will update me, and when I can share some more with the public, I certainly will. I do know I did see some of the posts over the weekend, and expressed or actually replied to a couple of them that we are looking into this. It's not being ignored, and I have every confidence in the chief and the Office of Professional Standards will look into it and do a thorough investigation. You
said you saw a portion of the video. Would you consider what you saw animal abuse?
I didn't see enough to be able to actually draw a conclusion. I'd like to see the whole video, quite frankly, because the only part I saw was when he was just a small snippet of it where he was trying to get the dog off of his property. So I didn't, like I said, I haven't seen all of the video. I mean, so as the person that is the city manager that ultimately may have to make a decision, I like all the facts and all the information about the incident to be complete and presented to me, so that way I'm looking at it just as that for the first time as doing my job as city manager, should it come to that.
It does look like a lot of this, we have some other things we want to get to, but one last question on this. A lot of it played out, at least in the neighborhood portion of it, with a lot of commentary on social media. Sounds like you saw some of that. I wanted to get your thoughts on things like that, because it got kind of heavy in some of this, that I saw interactions between neighbors, citizens, even elected officials playing out on social media. What are your thoughts on those comments?
Well, I responded to actually two comments because they were not accurate. Our mayor was brought into this, and we have a council manager form of government, and it's my responsibility as the chief executive officer in our three branches of government to handle these matters. And I just clarified that it's my responsibility and that I was concerned about it, and we were going to look into it. And I actually took a screenshot of the email or the post that you mentioned regarding the police department, made sure that they were aware that we are looking into this. And obviously, social media can be a great tool, but it also, I think, sometimes a lot of things are on there that I have no control. That's why we live in the greatest country in the world. People can say what they want to say, whether it's accurate or not. But my position is, if the information is accurate, I'm going to try to correct it, because I think that the attention should be where it should be placed, and that is those that is responsible. And it's actually my office and the chief of police, and that's where we have it now, and that's where it's going to stay.
Michael Spurgeon here, the city manager for Broken Arrow. Thanks for addressing that. We'll follow up on it as there are new details. Do want to talk to you about some other things. We've been getting a ton of listener questions for you each week. So if folks want to chime in, they can text us, 918-460-KRMG. But on specifically roads, everybody wants to ask you about roads. I noticed a post on the city's Facebook page about 91st and Elm. I drive through there a lot, so I know that one of the lights had been kind of a temporary status for quite a while. It looks like they're fixing that now, right?
Oh my gosh, the supply chain issues have affected everybody, including the city, and it's taken some time for us to be able to actually get the parts in necessary to replace that signal that was damaged probably about 18 months or so ago when a tall truck or trailer hit it. And believe me, I get calls about that on a pretty regular basis, and I'm pleased to say that we'll have that fixed pretty soon. So that's just, sometimes we have to wait. I mean, we had to deal with another situation over by the hospital in Albany, I should say, that took forever. It's just a matter of making sure that we get the parts ordered, and then just stay on the folks who are trying to get them from, because they're just not readily available as they used to be.
People can watch the City of Broken Arrow Facebook page. I've been told that there will be a daily update all throughout this week on some road projects, including another one that I drive through periodically. And I'm really, I'll just say I'm excited to see what it's going to turn out to be, because it's kind of as the way it used to be, it was a little sketchy. That is County Line Road between 71st and 81st. I know I don't know if it's a whole new bridge going in next to it, but it looks like that road is getting a huge upgrade.
Absolutely. That's a $14.5 million contract that we have with the state of Oklahoma. We got some federal funds as well. It is going to be widened to 5 lanes. There's going to be a new bridge over State Highway 51, new sidewalks, intersection improvements at County Line in Houston as well. It's been under construction since May. The roadway remains actually limited access, so you just definitely pay attention when you're in that area. And everything's going well. There will be an update on this project sometime this week, and we anticipate that all the work should be completed in May of 2024. So it's just a great project. There's a lot of them, Skylar, and really this is